students, today we are going to look at continuing on with percentages. We are going to be finding percents, but this time we're going to know the percentage amount, and we are going to be solving for either the part or the whole. So we're going to use the same two strategies that we talked about yesterday. We're going to use the proportion is over of equals percent over 100. And we are also going to set up the equation. So if we're looking at this first problem here, again, we want to look at the numbers that we know. So right off the bat, I see this percentage. So that would be the very first thing that I would want to note, is that I have a percentage, and that would go in place of the percent sign. So in my proportion, 40 would go over 100 because percents are always out of 100. Then I have 15 next to the word is. So 15 is going to go in place of the word is. And what I don't know is I don't know the whole amount, the of. So now we're going to use our cross products to solve. So x times 40 is 40x equals 15 times 100 is 1500. Next, we would divide by 40, and we get x equals, we can cross off one of the zeros, and 150 divided by 40 is 150 divided by 4 is 37.5. Now notice this time our variable is in place of the word of, so this is not a percent. This is just 37.5. Now we also talked about setting this up as an equation. And when we do our equation, we have the whole multiplied by the percent, and the percent has to be in decimal form. So I would take my percentage and I would plug it in decimal form. The decimal form of 40% is 0.40. The whole amount, that would be the of, is my unknown. So that would be my variable. And the part, that would be what's next to the is, so that would be 15. So this would be the equation form, and I would solve my equation for x. So the opposite of multiplication would be division. I would divide by 0.40, and I get x equals 37.5. So I end up with the same answer either way. And you can choose to solve it either proportion or equation. You do need to know how to set up both ways, the proportion and the equation. Both skills will be on our assessment. All right, let's try another one. So again, I'm going to start by setting up the proportion. I see the percentage, 40% again, so that's going to go in place of my 40. And percents are always out of 100. Then I see the word what next to the word is. So that tells me this time the part, the is unknown. And then finally, I see the word of next to the number 60. So that will go down here. So now I'm going to solve using cross products. So x times 100 is 100x. 60 times 40 is 2,400. I'm going to divide by 100. And x equals 24. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to set up the equation. So again, I'm doing the whole multiplied by the percent. So my percent again is 40%, so 0.40. But this time I know the whole amount. I know the of. So I have 60 times 0.40 equals x. So I multiply these and I get 24 equals x. So make sure you practice some problems on your own, setting up both the equation and the proportion.